Show of hands, how many people like vintage film looks? So I came across this app that takes incredible photos straight out of camera, and it doesn't look like they were shot with a smartphone.
I've been a big fan of mobile photography since I got my hands on my first smartphone.
This is Alex Fox, creator and developer of Mode Camera.
I got my first iPhone, loved using that and editing. And then, I don't know, I guess I got bored of it. I guess I got a bit like the whole edit, like I'd take a bunch of photos and then I'd be editing them on my phone, and it all just felt a bit like, just a bit of a chore, I guess.
As of right now, this app has 15 different film looks to choose from. And you could rearrange them from top to bottom so that you can get to the ones that you like quicker than the ones that you don't like, which is cool.
Yeah, it started as an experiment. Like I built a proof of concept about a year ago, actually. Gave it to a few friends. And they were like, wow, this is great. Like, finally I'm enjoying taking pictures on my iPhone. I could just feel the appetite for it. Like, people really wanted something that made their iPhones look less iPhone-y.
Couple different ways to customize each film look. So right here, I'll choose stock as my film look, and then you have two sections to make adjustments to each look. One called quality and the other one is tone. The quality basically goes from no grain or film look artifacts all the way up to a lot. And tone goes from a level called expired, which will give you the lowest dynamic range and saturation. Then we have faded, then softer, then neutral, then dynamic, ultra, and finally crushed. So basically you can go from super faded, washed out, desaturated, real old camera looking, like ancient camera looking looks, all the way up to like super punchy and contrasty and everything in between. Are you like a Fujifilm shooter or anything like that?
I've got an X-T30, so a kind of lower end one. Again, that was something I actually bought to try and like satisfy my appetite. After I got bored of iPhone, I bought one, and then it's a great camera. I just never had it with me. It's funny you mentioned, the Fuji thing is obviously the go-to. In fact, I've had a few, not to boast, but a few people have been like, I've sold my Fuji after downloading it, and it's like, I feel quite humbled. Like, when I built it, I was just building it for me and my friends, and then for people to be saying that is like, wow.
I'm not gonna go through the settings and a full walkthrough of this app and bore everybody. It's a camera app, it's pretty simple and straight to the point. But I will mention just a couple of quick things. You have portrait mode available in this, and I've got some nice portrait shots. Another thing is you purposely can't see the preview of the film look before you take the photo. We're gonna readdress this later on in this video. There's also a dynamic range selector in the settings, which I think is pretty cool. You can go from a whole bunch of dynamic range, but then you can dial it all the way up to where it's like almost no dynamic range. I like stock and metro. I also like portrait. I like chrome, gold, noir. Even though I'm not at all a fan of black and white photography, it looks good. He did a good job. Now, as far as complaints or suggestions I might have, not really many, except for going back to the whole being able to live preview your selected film look before you take the photo to see what it's gonna look like. I think you need to change that, bud. And the only reason why I say that is I think that the images coming straight out of camera are good enough to be able to print. Like, it looks like a film camera. And I think a lot of people, if they become accustomed to shooting with this thing like I plan on doing, I want to have the option of maybe printing these photos out. And if I'm in a situation like a family event, a wedding, a party, I'm hanging out with friends, whatever it may be, and I want to catch some photos really quick on the fly, and I might not have time to go in and choose or think about which film look I want to have, I can miss the shot. So I'd rather have that preview on there and know that I'm gonna get the shot that I want, as opposed to just having a nice pleasant surprise with seeing the photo afterwards. And while we're at it, I also think it would be smart to not have to click on the film options to choose an option. I think you should just be able to swipe left or right on the screen, so that way you can kind of get a real-time preview of whatever you're looking at and take the photo and see exactly what it's gonna look like before you take it. Now, this is a paid app, but the good news is it's a one-time payment of $15 and then you own it for life. I ate a sandwich the other day that was $15 and I digested it and pooped it out, and it no longer exists, and neither does my $15. For this, at least you got the app for life. It's a hard recommendation for anybody out there that's into film photography. Yeah, go check it out. I'll see you guys next time. Solo!